I'm pretty sure y'all know what the process of sampling is. It's when you take a pre-existing piece of audio and transform it into something new. And sometimes sampling isn't always good. Since y'all loved the last video so much, we're doing this again. This time with some of your own submissions y'all gave me in the comment section. And if somehow you haven't seen part 1, make sure to watch that first. But without any further ado, let's get into more of the worst samples of all time.
Darling, darling, stand by me. Hands on me, both hands on me.
Let's start with an interpolation that is not only disrespectful to the original but disrespectful to my ears as well. So I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with Stand By Me. It's a classic song from 1962 that just so happens to be one of the most recognizable songs of all time. So what happens when you flip that into a generic pop song for the charts? Well, you get something that's almost as disrespectful as Marvin Gaye by Charlie Puth was. Instead of singing about a woman being by his side, Jason DeFraudo sings about dancing with a woman. I mean, both songs are still about women, but this feels like the bastardized version of it. So fun fact about Ava Max. She apparently sold her catalog to the company that plays music in the malls. And practically what she did was make it harder to escape her music. I did expect something like this from her because this is far from the first time she did it, but I'm still disappointed that this happened. To be honest, there are a lot of nostalgia bait samples on this album that I don't like, but I think this one is the worst one. The original song, which went gold in the United States and double platinum in Australia, is about someone's love that easily gets broken, meaning that it's easy for them to get their heart broken. In her sampled version of this song, she talks about themes of self-control, as even though the man in the relationship cheated on her, she did him worse. I think this sample's the worst on the album because it's obnoxiously high and ruins the original. But yet again, same can be said for everybody and its sample. Can we just leave this trend behind already?
I'm putting in, I'm penetrating, I'm getting big, I'm stimulated, I touch the bitch.
And here's our first submitted sample from Young Drum. Pretty sure there's a Tiger song named Stimulated that samples a song named Children. And yes, unfortunately, that statement is true. Now if you have no idea what this song is about, let me put this in the most monetizable way possible. So when Tiger first met Kylie Jenner, he was 21 while she was 14. This sounds like some Drake shit right off the bat, but trust me, it gets much worse. He justifies this relationship, saying that he waited until she turned 18 in order to get engaged to her, because, you know, that's the legal age of consent in the United States. It still doesn't justify this sick behavior though, and hearing this song makes me sick to my core.
I'm in love with the coco. I'm in love with the dangerous.
I don't need to really tell you the state that Ye's music currently is in because I bet you already know. But plenty of bad decisions have led him to sample Coco by OT Genesis. What was originally a song about doing cocaine is now about doing nitrous, which, arguably, has worse side effects for you than doing cocaine. I'm just saying. Only one leads to brain damage, which, shit, Ye already has that. Our next two submitted samples come to us from Augustus Cisneros. Hate to do this to you, but I have two DJ Khaled samples that meet the qualifications. Oh, for the love of Christ. Okay, let's focus on the first sample for this section, which is Higher Love by DJ Khaled. This song interpolates Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. And because it's from the upcoming Smurfs movie, it obviously doesn't sound good. It's cheaply made and I don't even know why Khaled returned to drop this. Honestly, bad decision.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. It's just us against the world. It is a life of sin.
Now let's focus on the second sample, which is Just Us by, once again, DJ Khaled. The beat for this song heavily interpolates the classic track Miss Jackson by Outkast. And as someone who loves that song, this didn't hit quite the same as the original. Although it is nice to hear SZA on here. Andre 3000 made the song iconic to begin with. And I would hate to refer a song to this considering I already just did with a much worse song. But this is also a bastardized version of the original.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes.
Boom! Look, y'all niggas done fucked up, man. I don't really got too much.
This isn't just a bastardized version of the song. It's like if 50 Cent got beat up so bad that he could barely sound good on the beat. That's what's going on in the instance of Lil TJ's freestyle of the song, which was made in a very similar circumstance to the one Curtis found himself involved in. On the 22nd of June, 2022, TJ was shot multiple times and was rushed into the emergency room at precisely 12:08 am, and luckily, he survived. But this song makes me wish that he actually got killed. Maybe Cartel was right.
Now let me see you prove it. Just let me see you prove it.
Alright.
I already covered this song in my worst songs of 2024 video. But to briefly summarize it, in this point of the Kendrick and Drake feud, he decides to wave the white flag saying that he doesn't wanna be involved anymore. He also insists that he would never date a teenager. But, like, didn't you know SZA when she was only 18 years old? And you touched a 17-year-old on stage? And let's not forget the time when you gave Millie Bobby Brown full-grown advice when she was 13 years old. That doesn't sound like not dating a teenager to me. The proof is clearly in the pudding, but I guess he's too blind to see it.
1989, my thoughts were short, my hair was long.
If you've already seen my top 100 worst rappers of all time video, then you already know the major gripes I have with him. His personality and his music. But for this song, he straight up steals Sweet Home Alabama and turns it into a song where he reminisces about a relationship he had a long time ago and the things they used to do all summer. Remember when I called that last Khaled song a bastardized version of the original? Well, this is a countrification if I've ever heard one.
Never yet, never yet,
Our next sample submission comes to us from SpriteBoy89. The worst sample I've ever heard is on Fergie's national anthem by DJ Suede, the remix god. Correction. This samples a video of her singing the national anthem in 2018 before the Warriors game, in which it must have been embarrassing for that team to hear singing that awful before they got to hooping. And this was taken by DJ Suede, who is known for remixing shit like this, and turned into an annoying song that doesn't even feel like it should be classified under music. Even if it's under 2 minutes in length, the sample still really gets to you. Oh boy, it's a song from Eminem's worst album, made nearly after Donald Trump had taken office. This album addressed his hatred towards Trump, which would have been fine if it wasn't executed this horribly. I also find it kinda funny that you can see Eminem face palming on the cover as if he was ashamed in making this garbage as well. But now onto the actual song. It interpolates the classic rock song I Love Rock and Roll, and it does a bad job serving as its chorus. And another major gripe I have with this album, outside of the lyrics, which don't get me wrong, they're horrible, but the hooks are my biggest gripe with this album. They sound very bad and it's like Eminem can't sing. To be fair, he could never sing in his entire career. He just had to make it work though.
So some mark ass niggas on the corner flagging me like, what's up with you? Silver Max B.
Our next sample submission comes from Rob Dallas. When it comes to bad samples, I instantly think of Slide by French Montana, which has this very abrupt sample of Serial Killer by Snoop Dogg that just comes out of nowhere and just takes over, throwing the entire song off of me. See, I completely get that. And it's a French Montana song, so I automatically have to throw it in this video. What I don't like about the usage of this sample is that he just randomly puts it in without no build up whatsoever. There's not even a smooth transition to lead up to the sample. It's just there. The rest of the songs on this album aren't that good either, but that can be said with almost everything he released. Am I right?
And my heart just won't end. The words that I find just don't seem to compare.
Our next sample submission is from Ricky Johnson, and he said X and Cud by Kid Cudi and XXXTentacion. It's unfortunate that I have to bring him up for a video like this cause he used to be one of my favorite artists, but his fall from grace was tragic. Yeah, I remember the internet having very mixed feelings towards his music as a whole, but I found him pretty talented even if he wasn't my favorite rapper. With this being said though, I do get that Kid Cudi is paying tribute to him with this. But, like, he barely even knew him at all, and this just doesn't make sense. It makes it come off as if he only used his name for money and didn't care about anything else, which is sad because his label pretty much destroyed his legacy. May he rest in peace.
I'm looking for a man in finance with trust fund. 6'5", blue eyes.
Popping bottles in the ice like a blizzard.
I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund. 6'5", blue eyes.
On a less depressing note, this next song is the first one we're talking about that actually has two samples to it. For the vocals, they are sampled from the Man in Finance TikTok. And for the beat, it's from Like a G6 by Far East Movement. That culminates into something that also doesn't feel like it should be categorized under music. It's also David Guetta, so why are we even surprised?
You better run and hide, baby. I know where you were last night.
Y'all really be talking too much.
Since they both sample the same song, let's talk about both of them in this section. Let's start with Scotty Is Lit's submission first. He said Alibi by Ella Henderson and Rudimental. First things first, rest in peace to Coolio. He passed away on the 28th of September, 2022. The song, however, released on the 14th of January, 2024, nearly 2 years after he died. And it just seems like they're shamelessly copying the song, and it's pretty disrespectful. Meanwhile, Zapao PSN said Stand Up by Busta Rhymes, which goes in a more drill sounding direction. And trust me, he doesn't sound good on this beat. He has made way better in the past as well, given that I also had this album as one of the worst 2023 had to offer. Both sample usages however are pretty distasteful to the original.
Boys and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock. Give me a dirt road, the windows down. You wanna get lost on it, yeah.
Our last sample submission comes to us from the homie Spongecuz. After this one are two samples I picked myself because they're that bad. I doubt you listen to country music that much. Well, I don't, but unfortunately I had to for the next interpolation. Anyways, there's a song named Chevrolet by Dustin Lynch that interpolates Drift Away by Dobie Gray. The bad thing about it is that it sounds like a karaoke session gone wrong because he doesn't know the words at all. That's the same damn thing I thought when I first heard this song. It's like he doesn't know any of the lyrics but yet is trying to sing it to the best of his abilities, which really does do a disservice to the original. Also, Jelly rolls on it, and I think he's a pretty shitty person in general. Next.
Country roads, take me home to the place that we went wrong.
I honestly get the same vibe from this song as well. But yet again, Jelly Roll is also on this song as well. At this point in his career, MGK has done everything imaginable. Be a rapper, quit the genre in favor of pop punk, go back to rap music, and apparently start making country music. Yet it's been a weird journey for him. All I know is that this also does a disservice to its original song.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Get it. Open up the safe, bitches got a lot to say.
Well, this is unfortunate because this song is on one of my favorite rap albums of all time. A song about being up on your grind and getting that money gets turned into a raunchy song about shaking ass and doing not safe for work acts that I can't talk about in this video. Just know that, like most of Tyga's other work, this song is absolutely disgusting and ruins the original. Most definitely. Well, that's it for more terrible samples me and my viewers could find. If you have any other samples I may have missed, please let me know and I might consider making a part 3. And with that, it's on to the most misogynistic songs ever made video. Peace out.